Peace and love, family. How are you? This is Sister Nzinga from Flowing and Growing with Nzinga. Um, so this is our YouTube channel here, and we want to thank all our new subscribers for joining on with us and helping us build our community. But this is a place where we are taking hold of information and implementing. This is an acronym that we have created because our motto is the think. It ain't illegal yet. So we've created an acronym for the word think, which is taking hold of and implementing new knowledge. That's what we want to do because our purpose and passion is to help us all to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. Because none but ourselves can free our minds. But this is something we can really get out of if we have to know about the power that we have in us. But that's why when I started this month of talking about self-love and self-care, I started about how do we get here? Okay, and I gave a little historical facts about how did we really get here and where we could go, and telling you about if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. And that's some of the problems that we have as individuals, that relationships don't work out, or you know your job has issues, and just things in your life just not working out because you don't have that self-love, and sometimes you let people use and abuse you because you don't have that self-love. Because if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. And so then there, I think the next week we talked about us being able to accept ourselves, because God created us all different size, shapes, and colors. And so to accept ourselves the way God created it, because God ain't make no mistakes. But there are things that we can do to make some changes. I mean, some things we cannot change because it's just the way God created us. But there are some things that if we have not loved ourselves and we allowed ourselves to fall to the wayside, or we have abused ourselves, far as the foods that we eat, the things that we say, the places that we go, the environments that we keep, the company that we keep, then we're hurting our own selves. And so those things can be changed. And it's going to be difficult, and it's going to take a process to do it, but we can do it. And we have to just be courageous to know that we can make a change. And to love ourselves enough, that's the issue, to love ourselves enough to do that. So again, thank you for those who are joining us today. Please like our video. Please like our video. And please share it. And also, we also encourage new people to subscribe. Again, we come back every Tuesday with a new video, so look for a new video every Tuesday. So as we close this month out, I just want to just talk about some things that we need to kind of think about. We need to think about being okay with what God gave us. That's the main thing. And if there's some things that we do, if we haven't really taken care of this vessel that we have here, then we have to make some changes. And don't get mad at yourself. Give yourself little steps to work towards some things that will be helpful to you. Okay, and then we have to be mindful of the things that we say, because when we don't say something, they say when you see something, say something, and so that's in reference to even to yourself. When you see something that's going on with yourself, and be honest and truthful with yourself, then you have to be willing to say something to yourself and say, okay, I need to change this, or I need to do this differently, or I need to not do this thing at all. So sometimes we have to fast, and fasting is not just for food. Fasting, it could be for okay, I'm going to fast from watching TV for a while because I know, or being on the internet, because I know it takes a lot of time doing that. And so that time could be used to be working on something of our own. We could make a plan to say, I'm going to read this certain book, so that time at night, instead of watching TV, then we're going to take the time and spend that time to reading a book. And look at yourself, even though, we don't pay attention to this, but I even see it myself. And that's why I had to slow down and I had to make changes in my own self, because when this internet thing is very, very addictive. When you get on there to look for one thing, you flip there, they send you something, and then next thing you know, you're on a whole different tangent, and you never even found the thing that you went on there to look for initially, because it's addictive, and it will get you going in a whole different direction than you intended. So sometimes it may be good to fast from that too. So fast from the things that you think that are not empowering you or adding to yourself. And so this has to do with self-love. You have to be willing to make those sacrifices. And so we know that if we are adults, and I'm assuming everybody here that comes on my channel is an adult, that we've been through an educational system that has not been good for us. They just educate you just enough to be able for you to get a job. They're not educating you to be self-employed. They're educating you to be a worker, not a leader, not to step out and do things that you want to do. So in us learning about ourselves, we have to learn the things that we like. And it could be anything. You could like doing laundry. You could like open up a laundromat. You could like ironing. You could like babysitting. Being around children. You could like dancing. Whatever that thing is, then you have to spend time doing that thing, and so you can perfect it. And everybody, college is not for everybody. You can take the skill that you have and perfect it, and then that could be your job. You don't have to always go out and work for somebody else. So in finding self and loving self, then even though it may not be what's popular, but it's your idea and it makes you happy. So then you can take that thing and you can create a job for yourself, or create an outlet that you're doing something that you like to do, because there's nothing worse than going to a job every day that you really don't like. I mean, that is so frustrating. Of course, yes, you're getting money, but you're taking the money and paying most of the bills anyway. But it's not really that rewarding. It's not self-rewarding, being able to do that. So understand that we've been educated in a way that we are to comply, and there's no analyzing, there's no questioning, because even on the news will report something, and then it says, okay, now we have analysts such and such and such to tell you, okay, but you're intelligent enough to say, I just heard what I heard, and I can figure out how this applies to me, and whether I want to believe it, accept it, or use it, or whatever. You don't always need someone else to tell you what it is, because that's how they're training you to just not think for yourself. So, okay, I'm telling you this is what happened, and then this is how you're supposed to think about it. But no, that's not correct. When you're loving yourself, you're going to start thinking more for yourself. You need to think, because it ain't illegal yet. So that's why we created this channel, to help people to think. And then once you get some new information, then you take that new knowledge and then you apply it to your life and to yourself and to your surroundings. So because we have to start really, really thinking. Let me just talk about one thing, just to give you something to think about. We know, or do you know, that doctors really are not in the healing business? Haven't you seen enough situations where you go to the doctor will say, I got a pain in my back. Okay, doctor's going to give you something to relieve the pain. But he's not fixing what caused the pain, because he's not in the business. It's a business. He's not in the process of fixing that thing. He wants you to come back, because once the pain is gone for a while, then he wants you to come back to get some more medication so you can, deal with it again. So, so these are the kind of things that we have to really start looking at honestly and thinking, damn, you know what I'm saying? This is really true. And you have to be courageous enough to know, even though everybody else, you get a little ache, a little pain, something like, you go to the doctor this, doctor that. So start thinking for yourself and loving up yourself and say, well, I can fix this. Let me see. After you get to know yourself, you can say, okay, well, I remember I did this, and that's what caused the pain. And so you stop doing that particular thing. Because sometimes it could be simple, or sometimes it could be major. You may need to make some really, major decisions in your life. So I just want you just to love up on yourself. Take time to be with yourself and be okay with yourself. Because, sometimes we say you may love a person, but you may not like them. And that even applies to ourselves. You may like yourself, you may love yourself. Hopefully you love yourself, but you may not like yourself. So be willing to love yourself enough to make some changes. Whether those changes are attitude changes, whether those changes are where you live, because it's not an environment that you really like, whether it's your eating habits you want to change, whether it's the way that you think. And another thing is the music that we listen to. We need to study that. Look up sounds and know that there's certain music that we play that could either bring you down, dumb you down, or there's certain music that can lift you up and empower you and give you strength and energy. So all these things in love and self, you have to really be willing to take these things all across the board, whether it comes to your eating habits, the things that you listen to, the environment that you keep, the friends that you keep. All that kind of stuff is about self-love, and you have to be willing to make those changes that will suit those things, that will just enhance you loving yourself and making changes that you're going to think about. So I want to leave you with a couple nuggets. I watched the movie Secret long time ago when it first came out, and I've watched it even since then. But I watched it again recently, and it just kind of reawoken some things inside myself too for me to think about, and I want to share a few with you. And those things are that thoughts become things. So the things that we think about are very, very important, and we have to be mindful of what we say and what we think about. And so even though we can't always determine the outcome, but we can think about that's the outcome that we want. And so that's the outcome that we must think about. And we have to even say it and claim it, even though it has not even manifest yet, but you claim it. Because if you keep complaining about, oh, this is how bad things are, then what you're going to get is something and different things happen to your life to show you how bad things are. So you have to think about, these things and be mindful, because your thoughts and your feelings, they can really create a new life for you. If you change your mind, change yourself. Change your mind, change your thoughts, you change yourself. So be mindful of all those kind of things. And so maybe this phrase I got from, I'm going to give credit to where I got it from. It was saying, I'm so happy and grateful now that. So I can say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm loving myself more, that I'm eating different. So I'm so happy and grateful now that that I'm able to think more positive thoughts and more positive things are happening in my life. I'm so happy and grateful now that, and you fill in the blank. And it's really just that simple, that we have to start thinking about things on a more positive level, and we have to not doubt ourselves. You really have to truly believe it in your heart, because if you don't believe it, then, you're just saying it. You're not even applying it. You're not even, you're just saying to be saying it. You're not putting any action towards it. Then you're really wasting your time, and you're just going to just stay right there. You're not going to see any progress. You're not going to see any new things happening to your life. You're not going to be feeling good, better, feeling better within yourself about these things. So we have to not doubt it. You have to really feel it, feel it, feel it. And so in your mind's eye. So close your eyes, and sometimes it's just vision. Ooh, this is what I really want. And I'm not talking about no material things, even though you can, eventually get to that point. But right now I'm just talking about loving the self. Loving yourself, because I think I mentioned in one of my other videos that I had this sign that I used to have in my house, and it was mostly for my children. It says, to waste the beautiful person that you to be. Okay, the dream of the person you want to be is to waste the beautiful person that you are. So I'm not saying so when we're taking and we're dreaming of this something that we're not, but we're not focused on who we really are. You got to start from where you are first. And then, of course, you can add to yourself again, like I said. But if it's something you did change as far as your attitude, your environment, the things that you're eating, the way you choose to, your body figure to be, some of those personal things can really be changed. So you have to take these things and really embrace them and take them within. So don't doubt yourself, believe it, and you can achieve it. It's really just that simple. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. So, again, simple things like, if it's to be, it's up to me. So it's really up to us as individuals to emancipate ourselves from this mental slavery, because then collectively, when we're all start thinking better about ourselves, then it's just going to from you thinking, then it's going to pass on to the people that you are interacting with. And, that's how love is. If you loving yourself and you giving love and you sharing love, then you sharing it with the people that you're around. And then those people will be touched by that. And then those people will share it. So that's how we're going to have to get out of this rut that we're in and start listening to things that's positive. And I think that I mentioned about music. Music has certain sounds in it. There's music that can dumb you down, which they say not what they say is true. That some of the rhythm, some of the sounds and beats that's in some of the rap music, it gives negative vibrations. But there's other music that you can listen to that will bring about, these positive vibrations. It can help you with, your chakras. It can help you with, thinking about positive things in your life, your relationships. So go and study that and look that up, because YouTube has so much stuff out there that's so helpful to us. And those things are really free, because the simplest things in life are free. And I think I said this again, that the most important things in life are not things. So we have to work on ourselves and build our things back up. So I'm hoping that you are taking this information that I'm giving you and you're applying it, because it's new information to some, and then some it's just affirmations for others. So the other thing I want to touch on is now gratitude. Sometimes, we want to complain, well, I don't have this, I don't have that. But do you show gratitude for what you have? Gratitude is a must. Gratitude is a must. So we're going to end this month with just loving up on yourself, and being grateful for things. So every day when you wake up in the morning, thank the Lord that you woke up, because some people didn't wake up. Even something as simple as that. That's gratitude. And then just say, Lord, I thank you for, whatever you're thankful for. Because, even though sometimes there's always balance. There's a good and the bad. So there's always something good that happened to you. So just verbalize that and get that feeling in your heart of being grateful. So I think this has been a good month, and I just pray that some of the things I asked you to read, some things to educate yourself about ourselves. Because once you have knowledge of self, that can really inspire you to know that these are some wonderful things. This is who I am. This is where I came from. And to be able to take these truths and be courageous enough to make changes, even though it's not popular, even though your mate may not feel this way, but you have to have the courage to know these things for yourself, or your family looks upon things differently. Have the courage to make these changes in your life. So I have this book that I'm going to share. I shared some mantras from before, and I found another one. And like I was saying, that gratitude is a must. So today I want to just leave you with the mantra that says, I am so grateful that I am unlimited and that I can do, be, and have anything my heart desires. This is so, so true. Gratitude is surely a must. You must be grateful for things that you have in order for you to continue to be able to attain more things. So again, this mantra is, I am so grateful that I am unlimited. Do you know that you're unlimited? When I was telling you about who we came from, who we really are, we weren't just the slaves. We come from a powerful people. We come from a creative people, a resilient people. So be grateful that you're unlimited. You're unlimited from abundance, with abundance. There's no limit to what you can attain, but you have to believe it, and you have to feel it down to all the way down in your bones. So I am grateful. I'm so, so grateful that I am unlimited. Do you believe that? And that you can do, be, and have anything your heart desires. You can co-create your life. Of course, our life is already laid out for us. The Most High created our life, and it was agreement that we had when we came here, that this was your purpose. This is the things that you were going to realize in this world that we're in. But you can co-create it, because Spirit will let you to be able to give you the desires of your heart. So I'm so grateful that I'm unlimited, and that I can do, be, and have anything my heart desires. So I thank you for joining with me today. Join us again next Tuesday as we bring about a new video. And please like, and please leave comments. Talk to me, talk back to me. Talk black to me. This other guy, he says, talk black to me. So like my videos, please share my videos, comments, and subscribe. And thank you so, so much for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday. Peace and love, Sister Nzinga. I love you.